Hello, my friends. Welcome to CJ Reads Books. I'm CJ, and today I'm going to recap my books 10 through 15 and everything in between. Hey, I'm a poet. How are y'all doing today? I am doing good. We had a perfect Thanksgiving. The car got a flat, but it's okay. Life is great. Life is good. So, let's go. All right, so we're going to start out with book number 10. Book number 10 was The Last Affair by John Searles, and unfortunately, I had to DNF that book. I think I almost got interested in it, and then it just fell so flat. I think at the moment, though, it is a not at the moment kind of book, but also I don't want to put her back on the spinny, spinny, bum, bum list kind of book. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at that. Also, note, I think we may have been reading too many thrillers. I don't know though. It's like the fantasy slump, where you read too many worlds and then your brain just gets in a slush. I feel like that's what's happening with me with thriller novels. Anyway, moving on. 11.5 was The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And I had been waiting on this book for about a year. The first time I put it on hold, I was so adamant on reading like 6 or 7 books in like 2 weeks. And that did not happen because you cannot read 6 or 7 books in like 2 weeks, especially when you have children and jobs and stuff like that. So that was silly of me to think. But I thought I could do it. It came in, had it on my shelf for 2 weeks. Of course, it's a populated book. There were people waiting, so I didn't want to keep them waiting, so I took it back to the library. And then I placed the hold again. I was like 34 in line at that moment. So I was like, you know what? Okay. When I was about 5 or 6 in line, I started doing Spinny Spinny Bum Bum Challenge. So now here we are, and I got it in, and it was that perfect timing in between book. I had just DNF'd the book, and so I thought it would be a perfect chance to get into it. And oh my gosh, I believe I rated it a 4.5. It was really good. R.F. Kuang's world building is phenomenal. She is so amazing at telling stories and telling stories about her characters. It is beautiful. One thing I have a beef with, and it's not nobody's fault because it's just me, I don't like books about wars because all it is, it's this tribe attacks this tribe and this tribe goes and attacks this tribe and then they sneak attack on this tribe and it's it was silly. It was silly. But that book was good. So moving on. 12. So I spun In the Dream House by Carmen Marie Machado. Ooh wee. It was surprisingly really, really, really good. It was a memoir about a woman and her take on her lesbian relationship in the form of a house, a haunted house, which was like a perfect metaphor for that relationship. I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It was what I needed after that war heavy book and after the DNF of the thriller. I needed something that would just pick up and pick along and also somehow relatable too. So that was awesome. 12.5 is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, the second book of the Poppy War series trilogy. Now, that one was a little more boring because in the first one, you established the characters and the plot and what's going on, and everything is exciting. You're learning a new magic system and stuff. And the second one is just strategizing and getting ready to attack and do this. And it was just a lot of planning and thinking out, and just it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Absolutely nuts. So I gave the second book a 3 stars because it just didn't propel the story for me entirely. There were necessary plot points in there. Yes, I see how it is necessary to add all that in there. I'm just not a fan of war. Moving on to number 13, we got The Man No One Believed. That's written by Joshua Sharp. That is a real story about a crime that happened. And you would think that I would like stuff like this, but again, I think I am going through a kind of thriller withdrawal because I haven't been able to get into any thrillers. Unfortunately, I DNF'd this one too. I got like 10% of the way in, and I called it quits because it was so boring. It was so dull. The writing was so flat. The Dragon Republic did help a little bit with that, in the fact that it was too much history in that sense, and I don't like history or memorization, so that may have been part of it. But no, it's not going back on the list, and no, I'm not going to touch it again. Now, number 13.5 was The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, the series finale to this trilogy. And my goodness, it was phenomenal. I flew through it. I ate it up. It was so good. The ending was not what I expected. There were so many twists and turns, and like the characters, and I hated the main character, but I loved all the side characters, and they all pissed me off. And R.F. Kuang, again, is such a phenomenal storyteller. So that was awesome. You should definitely read that series. Moving on. Number 14 with Spinny Spinny Bomb Bomb was The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Pinner. And it was about Stragas and sea witches, and it was all cool, but like the storyline was really flat. I love the magic, I love the aspect of it. There were too many time jumps, too many present to present to past jumps. It just drove me nuts. I gave this book 3 stars. It was okay. 14.5, I went to the library because my hold wasn't ready quite yet, and I was looking around for a Stephen King because I realized I haven't read a Stephen King in quite a long minute. This book, Later by Stephen King. At first, I didn't think I was gonna like it. In fact, I was like, man, this looks like another old school book. Nuh-uh. This was written in 2021, and it was great. It was great. Now, he does have certain habits that he does with his characters. They're either writers, they're either this or that, and like, yeah, this was about a kid with a special ability. I won't tell you what it is, and I won't go more into detail. You grow up with the kid, and you get to experience everything that he experiences, in the fact that having this ability and what cause and effect it has from that, especially with his mental health state and his growing up and maturing. So I thought this was amazing. This was a quick read, 5 stars easily. And finally, I just finished reading book number 15, All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby, and I'm a little disappointed. I've heard S.A. Cosby was a good writer. I just wasn't feeling it in this book. Now, I did not DNF it. I pushed my way through, but it just didn't capture my attention. And again, it may be because I am in a thriller slump, and that could possibly be it, because I do have a lot of thrillers on Spinny Spinny Bum Bum. I don't know how. But that could be it, and that could be why I am having such a hard time getting through a good thriller book or finding a good thriller book. So if y'all have any recommendations on thriller books, please shoot them below in the comments. But yeah, I rated this 2 stars, and I don't recommend you read this, but I do want to read some more stuff from him. So if you've read stuff from him and you liked his books, tell me which ones you liked, and I'll read them. Yeah, this wasn't bad. I don't really remember how long it took me to read these 9 books, but 2 DNS, 2 5 stars, hey, it's not too bad. I like having a book in between the spinny bum bums, mostly because my library doesn't get in holds quick enough, which is okay. They're doing their job. Houston is a big city, and it has to travel a lot, so I don't blame them for not having that. And sometimes it is quick. Sometimes the books take a day, but sometimes they take 3 to 4 days, which is okay. But like I kind of like having that in between, like, F-it book, that I will pick to just divulge in or something like that because I want to read a King book or read something off of the new releases or see what the librarians are reading or whatnot. It's really exciting to do that. I've been reading a lot of thrillers, and it's honestly it's exhausting my brain. I already watch like scary stuff to bed. I don't need that. Anyway, so if you've read any of these books, tell me which ones you like, which ones you didn't, and recommend some more books for me to put on Spinny Bum Bum. I would love to know what your thoughts are on books. I want to talk to people about books. Down below, I have a couple links. The first is to my Etsy store. I sell blind dates with the books, so if you are interested in that, please come support me. All proceeds goes to help grow my channel, get me a new gaming computer so that I can game more and stream more and all that good stuff. The second link is to my Patreon. So what's a Patreon? So it's a paid membership, and you get first dibs on all of my videos. So you are literally editing videos with me in real time. And you'll get to see long form videos before I post them on YouTube, which usually takes 4 to 5 days. The third link is that you can buy me a coffee. And then the fourth link, I just have a random Amazon wish list that I have like a little bit of everything on. There's a gaming computer on there, there's some books on there, Hufflepuff stuff on there. It's just to support me and making me happy so that I feel motivated enough to build my channel and grow my channel and do this for a living. But thank you so much for supporting me and all that you do. If you can't do any of those, I have all these links down below. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell me your favorite book that you've read this year. I would really like to know. Let me know. Thank you, Robert Wilhelm, for being my one and only Patreon member right now. And y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.